do these cards again from yesterday. I honestly don't recall what it was that I said about them, but it seemed a little bit more SE actual in nature. But I woke up this morning thinking there was more to it there. And I honestly don't know why I left it 13:13 on the clock. And I honestly don't know, and it's 5:25. Definite reflections here. Things being mirrored. Hold on just a moment. Okay, I wanted to put the mic on just to make sure that there's audio. Um, just really fast. Let's go over these cards that were pulled yesterday just because they kept bothering me. For some reason. So we have the house here. That was the overall energy. And that would mean that it's like having something to do with somebody's stability, home life, um, pursuit of happiness, prosperity, things of that nature, right? So that's the overall energy. It has to do with stability, home. So for that to have been something, there's a change in the split of the deck energy. There's a change here, and it has something to do with a rodeo. Now, the rodeo could be someone that you know that happened to love the cowboy life. Could be someone that you know is from the areas of which they have rodeos. Um, Mexico, Texas, California, Wyoming. Those seem like the four most predominant that I can think of right now, right? Um, Someone could be rugged. Someone could be trying to entrap someone because, you know, they try to capture the calf with the lasso. And then we have the bull down here. So someone's trying to capture perhaps even a Taurus or someone who is identified as a bull or someone who is stubborn. Um, we've got the rainbow card here with the magnetic card. So there's a promise of some kind of attraction. Maybe they're promised something if they are being attractive or attracting. I can't think of the word. No, it's not lured, the magnet, when you are drawn to someone. Okay, so there's something there. Maybe someone that you know who was a cowboy made a promise to you about something coming to you. Maybe someone changed, and I'm thinking will. Maybe somebody changed their will and promised to leave you in the will. Maybe you always just attract promise, and someone wants you to be distracted from attracting these promises or even having any connection to these promises. Someone wants to change the fact that you may grab onto the promises that are being offered to you. Now, the first row of cards, there was a doctor and a shack. So there's someone who might be a doctor, they could be a healer. If they're a healer, they're probably wanting this person to be in a place of poverty, lack mentality. If it's a doctor, someone could be falling into this situation, or they're trying to rise up out of that kind of situation. There's no stability with the doctor, or there's a doctor who's maybe not practicing being a doctor. Maybe they lost their license. Maybe this doctor lost their way and they are literally being dilapidated. Maybe they're not doing well. Maybe they're not feeling well. And it could have something connected to a honeypot and a booty of some sort. Whoopsie. Right? We've got Dr. Shack. We have honey. This is supposed to be a honeypot. I wish I could just draw it in right quick. Then we've got this peach. Could be connected to Georgia in some regards. Someone with an updo, someone who appears to be quite conservative. Maybe someone is allured by or being drawn to someone's honeypot and their booty. Maybe they're seeing this person with an updo and they're really having a hard time getting to this person. But they continue, excuse me, they continue to take photos of this person. Maybe they're having a hard time getting photos of this person. But they continually keep trying. They're running out of energy because maybe they're sick. Maybe that doctor is a mental health doctor. And they're running out of energy that way, mentally. Maybe these batteries have been used up. I mean, they look like new batteries considering they don't have any color in them, but then they could be completely drained of their color, right? So it can go either way. Now, this is a situational ship. Perhaps the person that they have this attraction to, or whatever reason they are even in any kind of connection with this person, is because of a situational ship. It's an old situational ship with the mold card here. It's an old situational ship where they maybe just had casual interactions with someone. Because we've got the casual card, the t-shirt here, and then we've also got the dolphins who are known to just have intimate relations just for the heck of it. Maybe someone was in a state at one time where they were too casual, like it was a detriment to someone. But now they've gotten to the point where they've overcome these kinds of situations. They don't participate in casual situations because they're all the wiser now. And they see oranges for being oranges, and they're not comparing them to apples anymore. They're listening to their inner voice, their inner guidance. The key here with the Most High, they've unlocked the fact that they have a direct connection with the Most High. Because the Most High has a promise that no man can take away. The Most High is the key in order to assist with those that are very stubborn to learn the lesson. The Most High is the one who created the bears to be even hibernating animals. Why would he do that? He chose to. The Most High, the creator of all, chose for the bear to be a hibernating animal. That was his doing. Period. So let's not get cocky about it. If someone is in isolation and someone is choosing to rest or to take care of or to be changing their mind or being wise and getting over the hurdles that they've been a part of, that was the Most High's doing. The person listened. Are you listening to your inner voice and to the Most High? Do you have a connection to the Most High? Or are you in the earthly realm where you're just materialistic and connect to the spiritual world only sometimes? However that may be for you. To have that direct connect with the Most High, you have to want to. You have to request it. But if you're hearing that calling, then there's still an opportunity. Or if you're hearing the message that it's possible, there's still that opportunity for you to have a connection with the Most High because you're hearing it. Someone is being stubborn and maybe being asleep to this lesson. Someone is their own worst enemy. Their arrogance and their ego and their pride is going to be the end of it. And they're doing it to themselves. This person with the wishing well could be a big time gossiper, could be the type of person who will throw stones knowing that they're guilty of whatever it is that they are trying to accuse someone of. This person might even be afraid to deal or dive deep down into their own emotions. They don't have the means to do so. This person wears a mask. This person can be supported by a group of 3 of some sort. Maybe this person is being supported by a group of 3 really old honeys, so to speak. Honeys can be both sexes, either sex. Right? Females call someone honey, and then females are also known as honey. So someone's obviously being supported by these people, but they're poison. They're old, they're moldy, old poison. Their honey and their peaches are old and moldy and poison. Whomever is just running someone over, it was their idea or they have that idea. Maybe they're trying to teach someone a lesson about just having intimate relations with people just because they want to. Hey, let's just teach them a lesson that they can't do that. Well, they can if they want to, but it's just not a good idea. Because sometimes the mentality of some are unable to control their thoughts and their emotions. They have a hard time keeping themselves in line or keeping themselves in check or even communicating constructively about the feelings and stuff that they may have. Someone could be trying to roll over this Taurus, manipulate them, manipulate their mind, their body. Considering we've got the Sasquatch, the Death card, and the Roadkill card here right around the light bulb and learning their lesson and Sleeping Bear, there could be someone who's trying to harm someone and they're wanting to put this person to sleep. They're wanting to roll over them in their car. Perhaps they've even used someone's car to harm an individual, whether they are stubborn or whether they are a Taurus sign. Perhaps they're learning their lesson that this person they're trying to harm is pretty much elusive to their attempts at harming this individual, period. And instead of doing the things or being victim to whatever these people are trying to do, they're finally realizing or maybe even questioning the fact that this person could be just spiritually protected. Cats are known to be the protectors of the spiritual realms. That's why the Egyptians had them around. That's why they're so symbolic for the Egyptians. Now, someone is also reflecting on the fact that, yeah, it was casual. Yeah, it was low maintenance. They're doing all these things, and now they're reflecting on the fact that this person being protected by the Most High in the spiritual realms and whatnot, they're thinking about the times where they actually let this individual slip through their fingers. They had the perfect opportunity. The perfect occasion. There was a time that there may have been an Aries involved, or maybe they were forced. Or maybe that they were even gifted with the opportunity to be led to a state of love. Love is a gift. The love of the Most High is a gift. The Most High is not going to lie to you, use you, and turn their back against you or turn their back on you with the promises they made to you. You know what I mean? They say the devil is a liar for a reason. So why in the world would you associate with a liar? Do you think that you're so much better than everybody else that the devil deals with, that the devil's actually going to honor their promise to you? It's just a question. But is your arrogance and your egotistical nature blocking you from hearing continually, the devil doesn't care about you. The devil just wants you to do the work for him. Because the devil has a bone to pick with the Most High. The devil never wins. I mean, would you seriously, if you're a gambler, which you are if you're making certain choices, but would you put your entire life savings on a horse? Let's just say you're at the horse track. Would you put your entire life savings on a horse with 2 legs? With 1 leg? With an injured leg? On an old horse? An ancient old horse that has been known to just fail repeatedly, not even finish the race? Would you put your life savings on that horse because of a promise of a payoff should it win? I mean, what's the word? Payoff? The payout? Not the stats. I don't know why I can't think of that word. But the payout. The payout of it is super high. Oh gosh, it was right there. If that horse should win, you're going to get paid so much money. Well, it's that way for a reason, because they know that horse will not win. It's notorious for not winning. That's the devil for you. The devil will use you and spit you out. The devil will attack you if you allow it. We all have a choice. Which side of the fence do you want to be on? The love side or this side? Look, it looks like the snake is even winking at you. He's in position, ready to strike any moment that he can. He wants to take all the love away from you. He doesn't want you to experience love. He wants to make you sick. He wants you to have no connections, no family, no resources. It's kind of like when you go to a business. They used to do this probably about 20 years ago. I went into a business and they would purposely make it seem like you won the lottery in their store. Like you get your meal free because woohoo, it was just your chance. No, they knew that it was your first time there because maybe you said, oh, I've never been here before. And they said, hey, that's the key word. Let's make it seem like they're a winner so that way they'll come back and try to win again. Did you fall for it? Just asking. So with that being said, I'm going to end this live and I'm going to start a new one with new cards and see where we go there from there. We've got the doctor in the shack, catty corner to the purring. Protect yourself against losing everything. Losing your health, losing your home. Stop with the ongoing gossip and the throwing of the stones, the empty promises, the unfulfilling feeling of what happens after you deliver and you get nothing in return. I only did 4 rows of cards. So our center cards is learning the lesson about the dolphin, being promiscuous, just casual encounters with people. Someone obviously learned that lesson. They finally saw that it was a detriment. Every person you're with, you pick up on part of their spiritual nature. So if you're with someone who's of higher frequency, it's going to feel a certain way. If you're with someone of a lower frequency, it's going to feel a certain way. Either can be intoxicating if it's something you're not used to. The DNA of the individual, I'm assuming if it's hitting it raw dog, is left with the other individual. For at least 3 years, it becomes part of your biology, your DNA. So you have to be mindful of that, who you're connecting with. And I have a feeling that if you're egotistical or a little bit arrogant or whatnot, you're not going to be on board with that. Because no one controls your vessel but you, right? You've got all the decision making. It's all about your own thoughts. So why in the world would you allow anyone to use you? It's kind of like the person who uses drugs or tries drugs for the first time. Let me back it up. It's like someone who people say, "Oh, why don't you try this and this and this?" Oh, yeah. And they say, "Well, maybe you shouldn't do this and this and this because you can get addicted." I'm sorry, probably should have started with that. I had a friend. I still love her, but I have no idea. We lost contact decades ago. Who had 2 family members get addicted to a drug source. Yet she thought it wouldn't happen to her. She wouldn't get addicted because she's better than that. Well, guess what? She tried it. She got addicted. Just like her family. If you're in a place where you say it would never happen to me, then you have to understand that you are in the control of something else. Something you can't see. You're under the control of ego and arrogance. And that's spiritually linked to a lifetime of demise. And I know you're better than that. And I know you're smarter than that. So if you're consumed or obsessing or addicted or anywhere in the realm of negativity, you're being used. And it's time to wake up and snap out of it. It's draining your life force. It's draining your batteries. It's draining everything around you. Okay, on to the next. Thank you, next. Whoops.